fixed the bow stripes. See, remember last year when I rode up on the straps that protect me from ramming the boat into the dock at the end with the bow? We had that squall coming down the lake that was blowing like 50, 60 miles an hour. And we were coming down and again, I can't remember the name of what this piece of structure is. Coming down the gangway until you turn into the finger dock or whatever, your slip, whatever that. It's not the companionway. What's the part of the marina that you're boating around in to get to your slip? Put it in the comments, please. And I watched a YouTube show the other day, and they used the name of it, and I was like, oh, that's it. And I've forgotten it. Anyway, my point is, I rode up on my straps that protect the boat from hitting the dock, and it really messed up the front end of the boat, the stickers. So I put new stickers on, and it's amazing out today. It's like 70. I think I'm going to pull the cover off, and I think I'm going to stand the mast. The sail should have shipped today, I hope. Mark, are you sending my sail out, man? I need that sail. If I can stand the mast, I get to take the old sail off, the boom. I can mount the boom, and I can get ready for my new sail. My winches seem to be lost in purgatory somewhere. The mail system has them held hostage. I don't know where they are. I guess the insane weather in California has screwed up all of the shipping for the West Coast. So there's no updates. And I'm a little irritated about it. USPS, do better, because, wow. They should have been here today. They should have been here last Wednesday. But they didn't show up today. So let's hope they eventually get here and I have time to put them on the boat. So pull the cover off. Here's my baby. God, I love her. So good to see her uncovered. She's so pretty. So funny story. I had one of these, a new one, about this size. Big, new, heavy, awesome. Like $400. It's in the Amazon cart since last year. And now they're unavailable. And now I can't find one that's this big, that's this tall. And now I finally had the money that I could have bought it. So we'll see. I got a buddy that welds. Maybe he can rig me something up. I've got a piece of channel iron over here on the ground. It should be more than enough to do it. Hey, FedEx is coming. Oh, shit. You know what that means? That's probably my winches. No. Not the winches. They're coming USPS. It's probably my sail. Let's go look. Well, that was just sheer disappointment. It was a box for Chris. No mainsail. No winches. Just the boat. Man, she looked good. So I'm going to get up there and I'm going to start unrigging the mast, how it's tied down. And we'll get busy here raising that boom up, raising that mast up. Okay. I've freed the mast from all its tie down locations at the bow of the boat, the stern, removed the bumpers that were supporting the spreaders. I used one of the bumpers up on the roof. I picked up the mast about in the middle and kind of just took it off of the pulpit up there and got it onto the bumper up there. And that gave me the ability to roll that bumper with the mast on it up the roof. So nothing's dragging or anything like that. I did go up on the roof and I did some positioning there while the mast was, the mast was down here on a bumper on the deck. Now I've got the base of the mast into the step. I'm going to put my retaining bolt in there. There she is. So bolt, and this is tricky. I'm going to try and set you down here. Maybe you'll be able to see if I put you like this. Maybe? I don't know. If you can't see, I'll just have to edit this part out. It is infuriatingly difficult to video with a phone all the time, for sure. But I've got my eye on a camera that I want. So what I'm doing is bolt through the step to a washer, and then through the hole in the mast. Yeah, I guess you can see that pretty good. This is the toughie. He's getting this washer to be in place where I need it. There. So what I can do is put it here like this and kind of slide it. There's no way to like pinch. So what I've got, my handy dandy pocket knife here is gonna hopefully allow me to slide this down just enough that I can get that bolt into it. Just like that. And then just like that. Ha, we did it. So now the bolt is out on this side. And we put our nut on it. You know, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to run down here to the shop and I'm going to get a spring washer to put on that thing. It'll get a little pressure on that nut. It is a lock nut, but it's been taken on and off so many times that it's not doing any locking. So yeah, I'm going to go get a little spring washer and put that on there. And then we will only do it finger tight. We'll get it down and kind of lock it down finger tight. And then we'll prepare to raise the mast. Okay, so mast is in the step and it's secured. It's finger tight. We've got our lock washer on. Our spring washer with our locking nut. Get some things out of the way here. So the next thing we need to do is make sure everything's just generally kind of clear and laid out the way it needs to be as the mast raises. Most importantly, that the standing rigging is not going to get hung up on anything at all, because as the mast goes forward, the standing rigging picks up the load. So here's a shroud. It's running to the chain plate, and then here's our stay. And the stay is going to be screwed up by that solar panel as the mast comes up. I'm going to have to move the mast over a little bit or get that stay that I'm holding here. See how it goes up underneath the solar panel? I'm going to have to flop it up on top of the solar panel. I want to make sure the rigging is all going to stand up correctly, that nothing is twisted or weird, nothing has gotten loose over the winter. Everything's adjusted correctly. I think I'm going to put a little more tension on these. Perhaps. Oh, that's the shroud. Those are already tight. Those are where they need to be. So the deal is when the mast stands, these pick up the load, and they're under a great deal of stress. An enormous amount of pressure. Oh, come on now. There we go. We're going to put it inside that for right now. We want them to basically be like this, so they just stand. If they're weird, laid over, they could twist the chain plate. And we do not want any of that happening. That's going to cause a leak. This chain plate probably really should be taken out and rebedded. I just keep putting 5200 on it and hoping it doesn't leak. But I do think that is currently a leak point in the boat, unfortunately. All right, so you're going to go outside. You're going to go on top of the solar panel. Let's check the other side. Get that junk out of here. All right. This is also a good time to check your keepers. Make sure they're in good shape. This one's not awesome. It's a little bent. I can repair that. That was a weird noise. Oh, it was this. Okay, so shroud looks like it's going to stand right up and stay. Should not be impeded by anything. They're both straight shots to where they're connected. So now our lifting rope. The lifting line is going to be, I'm going to have to get down there to it. Let me pause you for a minute. Okay, I think we're there. So the line that we pull with is the spinnaker halyard. It's that great big white line with a blue and red check on it. Normally what I do is I've got a great big heavy wrench that I tie to the end of the line. I put it all the way up here on the top of the mast, and then when I have erected the mast, the weight of the wrench drags that line down, so it's not stuck up there at the top. And I realize now that that's not even necessary. It's so much line that I have, it's so long that I've just doubled it. So that's the middle of the line going around that block up there, and then they are evenly matched at the end, and we will secure those to the winch hook, to the fair lead, and we'll raise the mast with the jibe, the winch. Everything looks clear. I've got my shroud and stanchion laying clear here. I know you see this one here that's laying over. That is the forestay. It is connected to this block here about 7/8 of the way up to the top of the mast. I'm a fractional sloop, so that's where the stay attaches, and it will hang loose until I can get on top of the boat and attach it to the front of the boat. All right, so I'm going to go attach. I'm going to move the Jeep over. I'm going to attach the lines and snug them up, and then I'll get back on the boat with the remote control, and I will walk the mast up. All right, so we're going to need the remote, and we're going to need the snatch block. Those are going to help us get the line at the right angle. Okay, we're set up. You know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. This scares the shit out of me every time. There's just no, like, I don't know. Once you get into it, you get to this certain point where it's all or nothing. You know, commit or die. So, Jeep fair lead, bowline attached to hook. Remember last year when this piece failed and I almost dropped the mast. That was terrifying. We don't ever want that to happen again. 2 lines running through the snatch block all the way to the very top of the mast. So let's get up on the boat. I've got the remote in hand. Okay, nice and careful. So there we go. You can see we're attached to that block. All the way to the mast will be on that block as we raise. Now, the mast isn't that heavy. I can literally pick it up and walk it around. So it's not like it's an enormous amount of weight. And as I raise the mast, the winch isn't doing all the work. I'm going to physically be lifting the mast, putting it in position, and then just like tweak, take the weight off of me, tweak, take the weight off of me again, tweak. But then we get to that certain point where it gets a little weird and wobbly when we get pretty vertical. I'm no longer kind of able to support the mast, and it's just kind of hanging in the air until the shrouds and the stays pick it up and the back stay tightens and things are all good. I don't know where I can put you so you can watch this. I need a cameraman. Okay. Another thing that sucks is the winch line's not straight. Why is the winch being a bitch? What's that? We got tight shrouds on one side. All right, we're stopping right there. I'm gonna attach the forestay right now. Ooh. Painter pens. I got the forestay in my hand. Let's do this. Try to get you. Wow, it is such a major pain in the ass to film with a phone. All right, pin 1, pin 2. There's a spider in there. Pin 1 is just a keeper, and it's gonna I'm gonna go through the second hole. I'm sorry you can't see this. This is where I need a GoPro strapped to my head. Come on. And again, it's like trying to put together a puzzle blindfolded. Doing it with one hand is really not easy. There we go. You know what? Maybe there, you can see what I'm doing. So that's through. And that's got this little keeper on it. And that is not the whole deal, though. Now we're going to lock this thing in like this. It's going to snap right in like that. You see that? I pushed it in. I'm going to hold it with my other hand. And I'm going to put this pin through the hole. And just like that. I don't know. That was a lot of goofy camera movement, I know. So I just edited it. So there we go. This is our keeper. This is our retaining locking pin. The forestay. This is the last one. This was the one that's keeping the forestay in. And there we go. The forestay is now tight. Got good pressure on it. Now the cool thing, I can check these shrouds. Shrouds are pretty firm. This outer one, you know, it could have a little more on it. My inners are pretty tight. My outers I wouldn't say they're loose, but they definitely got room to take load. And you know, you don't want to over tighten them. That's how you break stuff. You know, you get your Genoa out and get underway and take a giant puff of wind, you can break your shroud, break your chain plate, break your mast. So now what I'm going to do, turn my remote back on. And I just took the pressure off of the line running to the Jeep there. Now it's all the way on the ground. I can go and take the snatch block down and undo that bowl and then get my line back up here. That's it. It's easy peasy. Every time I do it, it scares the hell out of me. But every time I do it, it's pretty damn easy. It's only been that one time that things went really bad. And you know, I can't remember if that's when I was lowering or if I was raising. I don't recall now. I don't recall. Are we straight? Yeah, we're straight. That's right, this is a little bit canted. Always want to make sure your mast isn't twisted. It could have a little twist in it. I mean, it'd be a little weird, but I'm gonna get the boom out and bring it up on the deck here, and I'm gonna pull off the old sail. We'll get the boom on. That'll be great. Okay, so check it out. I have rigged my new preventer sense system. And it ended up not going the way I thought it would go, but I'm real happy with the way it turned out. So you might remember these little cleats were here and here, and they were part of the old Traveler system. And I have re-rigged that Traveler system to be completely different. And it now comes back here. It's going to be easier to work. So I repurposed those. Now look at what we got. Let me get up high here. Starboard side, you got the little tiny thin red line right here. Let me zoom in. See right here to the cleat. It runs along the rail. And there's a tiny little block right there at an angle. And it goes up to the boom vang. And it's connected on its own little connection point on the back side of the boom vang. And then you'll see the other little tiny red line come off, and it runs down. Same little block over there. And then again to the cleat, right? So the boom is currently over the starboard side, meaning we're on a port tack. And we don't want the boom to jibe. So we're cruising downwind, and we let the boom swing out. Maybe we're doing wing on wing. Maybe we're not. Maybe we've got the spinnaker up on the other side. And we don't want to accidentally jibe the main, taking anybody out. So we just pull this down and tight. We take in the slack, and it prevents the boom from coming over. It just won't come over. And then if we want to jibe, unlock, I'll have to manually pull the boom over. There's zero wind. Boom comes over. Oh, boom comes over a little faster. There we go. Don't let it hit me in the head. Boom's over. And now we pull this one in. We pull all that slack out and lock it in, right? And now look, the boom is prevented on this side. See, it started to swing back and it had to stop. Pretty cool. Ideally, maybe I had another bail out here in the middle, and I could run those to that middle bail. And that may happen in the future. We'll see how this functions, if the setup's strong enough. But I'm really happy with that. That's immensely more safe going downwind. You might remember last season when we got caught in that squall, and we were in like a 5-foot trough. The boat's doing this. We accidentally jibed the boom twice. And one time the main sheet hit Susan kind of in the face, and it hurt her. It didn't tear her up real bad, but it was a dangerous situation. It could really hurt somebody badly. That's when I ordered Susan below. And had we had a system like this set up, it's unlikely that it would have happened, which makes me real happy. So, if you want to jibe the main, you can let the side out. You can pull the boom to center with the main sheet, which is what you should do, and then let it out nice and gently from center boat out instead of crashing all the way over. So this is set up just to prevent that accidental crash jibe, and pretty cool. I've got quick release blocks, not blocks, excuse me. Well, I've got to replace one of them. One of them is not. This one here, however, no, they're both not. Oh, yeah. These are both tied to the back of this shackle. This is my quick release. And if I had to, you can dump the system. And it's done. You can just set it on the deck. So that's going to be like that. I'm pretty happy with that. That's riding on the back of the vang. It shouldn't get in the way. If it does, I'll run that. I'll order a bail, and I'll put a bail about mid-boom. And what am I hearing? I swear I'm hearing noise. Hello? So weird. I'm hearing noise either in the shop here or around the corner. Anyway, yeah, real happy with that. Super cool. Like the way it looks. The lines are out of the way, coming up from the right next and just coming right down the line.